What's going on, everybody? This is Zach,
And Andrew?
and we're here going to review Season 4, Episode 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was, for me, it wasn't the best episode for me. Obviously, still the first episode was really probably the best one, in my opinion, but there's a lot of wow moments and a lot of stuff going forward, which this was probably like a groundbreaking episode for me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I totally agree with everything you just said.
Yeah, because like I was sitting there watching some parts. I was like, okay, yeah. It's nothing new, nothing we haven't never seen before, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's like some of those moments in there where it's like, man, I was like yelling,
Yeah.
especially we'll talk about it later. This big character may face her demise.
Yeah. Well, it starts out, this is Miami, and we have Yo-Yo up on, like, the top of a building.
Yeah.
Like at I don't know, like a rehearsal dinner or something.
I think it was a bachelorette party.
Okay.
I think for like her.
But that's when we get the EMP, and, like, one of the wow moments you're probably talking about is, like, because I thought, like, they just cut the power, but a freaking helicopter flies into the building and explodes, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because building up to the episode, they were talking about a blackout, so I'm thinking, just the lights go out or whatever, but no, it's all electronic devices, everything, cars, phones, you name it, is uncontrollable. You can't use it. So yeah, a freaking helicopter flies over them and, like you said, runs into a building and explodes.
Yeah, and that was crazy, and even so that it happens in LA eventually, where Robbie Reyes and Daisy are Quake, but his car is made like old enough, like in the 80s, that it didn't have any electronic components really, so it was still going. But that's kind of crazy to think about. All our cars and and I guess like, and later when all of the so when Fitz, Max, and Coulson get there, their guns don't work because I guess their guns are so intense that
because they go in. They're going to find, they have a way they're going to try to find the EMP or whatever is causing the blackout. And when they pull up, they enter the blackout zone and their car shuts down. And then Fitz is in the back, like looking through all the equipment that they brought. None of it worked.
Yeah, because it was a consistent EMP.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse.
Yeah. They thought it was just one EMP blast, shutting down everything, but no, they later find out it's a EMP that's consistently pulsing to make sure everything stays down.
And when they get there, I think it was a really funny comment when Fitz was talking about, man, I wish we had that guy with the flaming head.
Yeah.
He'd be a good light source right now.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny. And in this episode, kind of like, and the EMP is like, there's like a video release, and it's like saying like, it's basically saying we are the Inhumans.
Yeah, they're trying to pin it on the Inhumans. Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Where they're, well, we'll talk about who it is here soon, but they're saying, kind of like an alien invasion type video where, broadcast across the world, we are the Inhumans, Inhuman Resistance Army or something, whatever he says.
We are against registration.
Yeah.
And we will keep doing this to major cities across the world until you leave us alone.
Yeah.
And so they knew where all the Inhumans were, because they relocated in different cities.
Mm-hmm.
They knew locations of them. So It's got to be. There's got to be some agency leak, whether it's SHIELD, CIA,
because
FBI, something.
Because how would they, because they find a list of one of the guys who was there later on. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah,
they had a list of Inhumans who registered through the Sokovia Accords. Had the list of like who they were and where they were at, and they had to get that from somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And it really kind of reminded me of X-Men because it was always, I guess mainly the first one was talking about
mutant registration.
Yeah, I mean, almost all of those movies are like about it hints at like registration and so it really reminded me of that. It's like almost the Marvel universe that's owned by Disney can kind of go down that plot line.
Yeah,
because the Inhumans are kind of their X-Men. And that
and I think you talking about that X-Men movie, that was probably their attempt at like a Civil War type of like movie. Even though Civil War hadn't came out as a comic then, that was probably something they wanted to do.
Yeah. So it's just and I'll always remember saying I think they were registering in at least one movie because I know that like that's why Magneto was so against like mutant registration.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts from the very first X-Men because he said he lived during the Holocaust and he went through it. So obviously a guy like that realizes what happens when one group of people think they're superior over another.
Yeah.
Or really if they're frightened from another. So I thought that was cool that they kind of entered that plot line. And I liked, so that we cut some of that into, we have in LA with Daisy and Robbie, and I loved when Daisy called Robbie Carrot Top.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And
it's a good nickname.
And I was thinking when it happened, like when the blackout happened in LA as well, I was thinking about like all the chaos and honestly, like that stuff does happen.
Yeah. No.
So that was pretty accurate. Like, I mean, people just go crazy.
Yeah, because here where I'm at, it wasn't a riot, but a few years ago, the tornadoes came through, and I know you were in where I'm at too during when that happened.
Yeah.
People were looting and rioting, well, not really rioting, but looting and stuff after the tornado that hit through here. So it's not like it doesn't happen, and you see it now with all the
same thing happened in New Orleans. Same things happen in
Charlotte and Ferguson and everywhere else. You see, like it's happening. People are rioting and looting and all that stuff. So I mean, if a blackout happened, I wouldn't be shocked if people were doing stuff like that.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, it's Robbie. It's time to go to work, and he does that. Oh, when he that guy puts his hand on his car, and then he heats up the car and like burns that guy's hands. I was like, dang. Yeah,
that was awesome.
And throughout that, I was like, something is up with the Avengers. Like they must be so broken.
I was thinking, that was something I was thinking about too while I was watching the episode. You would think, hey, there's like large cities, heavily populated cities with blackouts and stuff. Like,
I mean, not even blackouts, EMPs.
Yeah.
And they're like going for people who have powers, and like so, like Vision. Okay, Vision, like you are a guy. That's what the Avengers are. They're people with powers.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah. Now
I would expect the Avengers, but like I guess the ones that are there, Vision, Tony, and War Machine's. I guess the only person that would be is Tony, but I mean, he may not be totally for people.
Yeah.
With powers. But you think about someone like Scarlet Witch, like she would totally be there, but
yeah,
and Vision's not really a guy with powers. He's like a robot.
Yeah. And like something I was thinking about, like, because, the episode, I guess maybe like real time of how it worked was probably, a day or so, I mean, it wasn't like an extended period of time. Maybe if it was like a EMP blast going on for like a week or so, causing a blackout for that long, then maybe, they might raise some eyebrows. But, they're probably thinking, oh, it's just a few hours of a blackout or whatever. That's not too big of a deal. And like you said, they're probably so broken right now. It's like, man, I don't want to go out and do anything. You know what I'm saying?
I think Tony would be like conflicted.
Yeah.
Of what to do, and Vision always tries to stay out of things.
Because like you said, like they're broken. Yeah, obviously they're broken. Watch Civil War, you'll see it. They're split up. They're in different places, and I don't even think Cap is even in America, to be honest.
I don't think any of them are. And, like, even if they are in America, they're in hiding.
Yeah, because we know probably. Bucky's in Wakanda, and I'm sure Cap would maybe stay there or something. I don't know.
Oh, for sure.
And, Tony, and, I mean, Rhodey's not doing anything anytime soon. Tony's just sitting there. He's probably, I don't know, just sitting there doing nothing. I don't know. And then, Vision, he's not really going to do anything right now either. He's probably, like, still freaked out about what happened. So, they're not there to, I guess, protect.
But that's a really good point that you gave that, it didn't last that long.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me.
It didn't last long. It wasn't like something that lasted long enough to think, oh, man, this is...
I mean, even for them to travel there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, even if they got there, Iron Man will be done because it's cancels electronics.
Yeah.
So the only person that could do it is Vision, and he likes humans. He sees for life, but who knows what he thinks about Inhumans?
Yeah.
In his opinions,
Yeah.
And then we have, and Robbie said he's been stabbed, shot, and run over.
Yeah.
And he's fine, wakes up the next morning fine. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, because, when you were talking about when that guy put his hands on his car, he kind of makes it heat up or burns that guy's hands. They're trying to go get his brother because, his brother's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to last long in a city with a blackout because that's what he said. He said there's looters and rioters and everything, and they would, mess with him. So they're rushing to try and go get him after the blackout happens. And
yeah.
There's that fight scene, where he doesn't go into full Ghost Rider mode or anything. But, they're fighting off those guys who's trying to mess with his brother. And that one guy puts that gun to his brother's head. And, Daisy uses her powers and makes him, throws him away or whatever. And, her arm snaps. Like, it's broken really bad now.
Yeah, because she doesn't have those things on her arm, I don't think.
So, yeah, like, you're going back, like what you were talking about, where Robbie says, yeah, I've been shot, stabbed, ran over twice, everything, and I wake up every morning like nothing's happened. Because they're talking about Daisy's arm, where it's like her arm is like bruised from hand all the way to like her shoulder. It's bad, bruised.
Yeah.
So, and they're talking about that. He's going to go get her some supplies, and you come across that part where Robbie's gone, and his brother and Daisy are sitting there eating. Power's out and everything. But and he asked her. He kind of gets to the point talking about he knows that she's Quake now.
Yeah, he's smart.
yeah, he he's not dumb and didn't see what happened when they're fighting, and she she brings up the point of you must love your brother, whatever. He probably takes good care of you and everything. And he's like, no, it's pretty much the opposite way around. He would be whatever without me because he's been around bad people and everything. And he comes hinting at saying, you're a bad person and I want you to leave my brother alone.
Yeah, because he thinks she's a vigilante.
Yeah. And
it's just like, oh man, if you only knew.
Yeah, I know all the stuff that's been going on with her, and what's happened to her, and what she's been through, and everything. You'd probably have a different mindset, but
Well, I was just talking about if he only knew about what his brother did at night.
Oh yeah, that too, yeah, because he says my brother doesn't know that what happens at night or whatever. What the other guy.
Yeah.
So don't tell him,
Yeah.
And he also and his brother says, "Hey, I won't tell anybody. Your secret's safe with me. That you're Quake." And she's like, "Oh, okay, good." And then he goes, "But you have to leave and never see Robbie again." And he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So
and then back at Miami, I mean, we see all the people on the. So we got Coulson, Mac, and Fitz coming in. And so they're coming to wherever Yo-Yo is.
Mm-hmm.
Those people all go down into the lobby, and that's when these guys with guns come in. Like, I'm talking like assault rifles.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. They think the magic guy is the Inhuman.
Yeah, the guys come in there and keep them hostages, and they said, we'll let all you go if you tell us, or if the Inhuman, we know there's an Inhuman here, if he'll step up and like hand himself over or whatever. And yeah, like you said, there earlier in the episode, there's a guy there who's doing magic, sleight of hand magic, nothing you wouldn't see on TV or whatever.
At first, I thought he was an Inhuman.
Yeah, I thought that too. He was like, maybe he's like one of those Inhumans where he's like actually has like magical powers.
Yeah.
In a sense. But he's like, no, it's just sleight of hand, dude. I'm not an Inhuman.
And then we get Yo-Yo taking all the guns,
mm-hmm.
But as she's about to, I think she's like about to get shot or something, or there's a gun to her head.
No, it was
Mac and Simmons.
They had a gun to that magic guy's head.
Oh yeah.
And she uses her powers because she can move really fast and within a heartbeat.
And that was so cool.
Yeah, she's just like whipping out, like, bam, bam, their gun's gone. And then like she does it twice, and then somebody spots her putting the guns behind a bush or inside a bush, little plant thing.
Yeah.
And like she's the one. That's her. And her friend, her friend says, "There's one of them people here, little scumbags or whatever she says." And
later.
Yeah, Yo-Yo's like, dude, I'm right here.
Yeah.
But so she finds out that Yo-Yo is an Inhuman. She's like, just leave me alone. I don't want to be around you anymore.
Oh yeah, and I was just, we were both like, screw you, girl.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like, what a jerk.
And I thought that whole fight scene when Mac, Coulson, and Fitz come in and Yo-Yo, like, that was so cool.
Yeah.
It felt like Avengers-esque, like, going from person to person, just kicking butt, man. And then Fitz uses some type of, he makes a magnet.
Yeah, he uses a quartz and
it's an electromagnetic pulse, so it's electronic, but it's also magnetic.
Mm-hmm.
To triangulate it, they get there, and it's so cool when when Yo-Yo comes in first and just disarms them, and they just go kick butt.
Yeah,
man, that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But one question I come away from this episode. So I figured it was the Watchdogs and they were trying to pin it on the humans.
Yeah.
To put it, because they don't want them. So making them bad guys. But I'm just really interested to see who is funding them.
Yeah.
Because I just have no idea.
Yeah, because something you get later on in the episode, like at the very end. I think she's like a senator or something. She's like some government official, and she keeps going on the news talking about Inhumans are bad, blah 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 blah, just dogging Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
And we see at the end of the episode where she's on the phone with somebody and whatever, and then she walks out the door and she's like, it's like a crazy moment. It's like, dude, this is psycho. This is really psycho. She's like talking. She's talking to somebody. I'll see you later. Don't forget to do something or whatever. And the camera pans over, and it's, I guess, her husband or somebody close to her.
She cares about.
Yeah, is one of those stones. He touched a Terrigen crystal or something.
He had some fish oil.
Well, I don't know if it's that, because they had said back in season 3 that the fish oil wouldn't harm you if you just took it, like if you weren't Inhuman, because there's there was a bunch of people taking them. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a good point, because I guess he is, but I guess he is Inhuman, but I guess the process isn't fully completed.
That could be true.
But from what I gathered from that, she's very bitter.
Yeah.
And it's very personal to her.
Yeah.
So that's why she'd be working, because she's lost whoever that is.
Mm-hmm. And then I think she was on the phone talking to a Watchdog member or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the head of the Watchdogs or something. So,
and I remember that interview. She said, I have very credible sources that this was actually caused by the Inhumans.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you sound like Trump. You say oh no, I know this, I know that, but
yeah.
I have sources that say no. Well, you don't tell us what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like all media we see nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all getting fed lies, so I can see, they're kind of playing that into the show also.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that. But
yeah, for sure. And then we get the huge change.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the plan? So you can talk about that.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about first of all, Jeffrey Mace, he goes out after the blackout crisis is over. He goes, all right, who I am. I worked in the government doing something, and he said this one guy, this person or something, whatever he says, and the way he says it is because all Coulson and I think Mac and a few other of them, maybe Fitz and Simmons or whoever, they walk in that room and they're watching Jeffrey Mace on TV giving his speech, and the way he says what he's talking about, I'm like, I thought he was about to name drop Coulson.
Dude, I thought so too, but I guess not many people would know who he is though.
Yeah, but I just thought they would name drop him and then
he's alive. I totally thought the same thing.
Yeah, then maybe the Avengers or whoever, when the next movie pops around, is what?
Yeah,
or something like that or whatever. But yeah, he says Shield. Shield's back. Shield's here. We're new. We're rebuilt up and everything.
Just a huge deal.
Yeah, it's a huge
for
deal.
The MCU.
Yeah, because everybody, the leaks happened. Hydra was in Shield, so it was a very big deal.
Yeah,
and I was just like, man, because they talked about, they're like, I don't think we're ready. We're not ready at this moment to do this. But Coulson was like, I think it's the right time to do it. And,
yeah. And there's gonna be trust issues because none of the people in that world saw how it got rebuilt.
Yeah,
we did because we watch a show.
Yeah,
but it's almost like I mean, you'd have to trust whoever reinstated them, but I still think most people would not trust Like,
Yeah, I still, I think there's going to be a lot of people saying, "Oh, I don't know." Like you'll probably see a lot of like those news
dissent
talk shows or whatever on Shield. Where talking about Shield. What they were funded by or Hydra was in them or whatever. Blah blah blah. They're all corrupt and everything. They're arguing back and forth. So it's going to be interesting to see. Like I wasn't expecting them to come out and say in episode 3 that Shield was back. I thought that might be something that maybe later on this season or maybe even next season if they get a season 5. Right before Infinity War. Like something that kicks off into that. It's like, hey, Shield's back.
That would make a lot of sense.
Here's a new threat. We found out about a new threat, blah, blah, blah. We need the Avengers, whatever.
They'll definitely be involved.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, Shield's back in the limelight. They're not in the shadows anymore.
One other revelation we get from this episode is that Robbie Reyes' uncle worked at that Momentum Energy company. So that kind of connects it. And I guess something happened.
Yeah.
I think they were working with some type of alternative energy, and it kind of got into the mystical realm, and something went wrong.
Yeah,
is what I think happened. But definitely something they dabbled in something mystical.
Yeah, and something I just remembered that we haven't talked about yet. Another wow moment.
May?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier in the episode, that Japanese guy or whatever he is, he got touched by that ghost or whatever it is. You don't really know if it's actual ghost or not, but it causes him hallucinations and everything. And the guy dies. He just flights out, just dies, like goes crazy.
And then we find out that guy got literally scared to death.
Yeah.
Because they do a brain scan on her.
Yeah.
And it's like the fear center of her brain is going berserk.
Yeah. So. What's the doctor? I can't remember his name.
Me neither.
But he said the one has the life model decoy. He says, well, the only way that I can think of to do it is we need to kill her.
And then reset the brain.
Yeah.
And I called it. I texted you. I said they're gonna use, because when they do that, and that's fine, and they wait.
Yeah.
As long as they can.
This is a part that, like, what you're about to say, this is a part where I yelled. I was like, what? No.
Yeah, because you think she died when the power goes out.
Yeah.
Right when they're about to give her some juice.
Yeah, they're about to use
bring her back to life.
AED on her, and all of a sudden the blackout hits wherever they're. I think they were in New York, and I was like, no way, no.
Yeah, and like
way.
I definitely I wasn't sure, but I was definitely like, is she gonna die?
Yeah, I was like, oh no, she's dead then. There's no way.
But then I texted you. I was like, dude, I think Ada.
Yeah.
I was like, Ada. She probably runs on something.
Yeah.
So I thought she would come in and she had a built-in AED. I was close. It's her heart source or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was good to see May alive and well again.
Yeah, so they plug that in, and then they bring her back. Because they were waiting to the last possible second before her brain would go into have permanent brain damage.
Yeah, lack of oxygen to the brain.
So they were able to bring her back, and classic May. Well, get this stuff off me. What's going on here? And then Simmons gives her a big hug, and she's crying and everything. She's like, did I miss something? Just classic May.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's about everything that we've gone over this episode.
Mm-hmm. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, a lot all the big wow moments, which is especially can't wait for next week because Shield actually gets Robbie. They actually they show the preview going into next week, and they have,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they have Robbie in one of those containment chambers.
Oh dang!
Yeah, and
we'll see if that can hold him.
Mm-hmm. And one little Easter egg thing that I wanted to mention, earlier in the episode, where they're at Daisy and Robbie and his brother at their house, they talk about his uncle, and his uncle's name is Eli, which is, from the comics, the spirit of Eli is who takes over Robbie as the Ghost Rider.
Oh, you know what?
Which was cool.
I mean, his uncle may be dead.
Yeah.
So, like, that may be the
and that's what they're saying. And that's what they're saying. He was saying because Robbie wants to get rid. He really wants to get rid of that whole thing. And he said, maybe I need to go pay a visit to my uncle. Maybe it'll fix everything. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, I like the way things are going this season. I really do. I think it's so far the best season we've gotten.
And everyone's jumping aboard.
Yeah. But yeah, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you thought about this episode and what you think is going to happen going forward. Look forward to hearing from you, and more stuff coming soon. Talk to you guys later.